Again, I'm here with Brother Stanley Hubbard, who's going to be doing our homecoming workshop, family workshop, September the 9th through September the 13th. And I just want to ask a few questions about some of the information that he's going to share with us pertaining to single people or unmarried people. What do you believe are some of the the biggest traps that they are susceptible into falling into, and how they can avoid them?
Well, the thing is this, we'll try to address even in the conference the sense that there are three types of people that you deal with in life. We call them freeloaders, renters, and buyers. And the first thing people mess up with is the assumption that all dating is the same thing, and not realizing that dating is not a relationship. You've been dating for 10 years, what does that mean? You met someone last week, you're dating, and someone else been dating 10 years, has no meaning. Dating is how you discover a relationship. It's not the relationship itself, or discover whether you want to be in the relationship. So it's important to understand before you get focused on the externals of a person, or how they look, or what they have, or whether what your interests and commonalities are. You must begin by trying to understand the character of the person. What's more important than those externals is learning the value of looking within the person to decide who you're dealing with. You're not dealing with that body that you're looking at. You're dealing with the person inside that body.
Wow, wow. Now, usually when we talk about relationships, oftentimes we talk about relationships in terms of women's relationship to men, and how men sometimes feel overly criticized.
Yeah.
Do these things apply both ways?
They do, and we'll spend a good bit of time explaining some of the dynamics of the difference between how men think and communicate and how women think and communicate. And in relationships, it's key to understand men talk differently, and so do women. Our expectations are different. We function differently. So a lot of our time we'll be focused on explaining the difference between how men think and how women think, so they can understand the directive of how to work through those difficulties. For instance, we talk about how men communicate compared to women. Women communicate typically too quickly, too deeply, and men talk too slow, too low. That's the difference that we talk about the things within ourselves.
Right.
But also in line of that, a distinction is that men talk for information. Women talk to express how they feel and bring a connection.
Right.
And that's a different dynamic. That's why women get frustrated. That's why men get frustrated when women are talking to them, because the man is trying to get an answer in, and she's not looking for an answer because we talk differently.
Right.
And so we'll express the difference between how men and women communicate, so you can understand the dynamics. But as far as the dating component is essential to realize, we talked about earlier, is that when you look at dating, men and women in particular, men also must be aware of the danger of who they're looking at. It's easy for men like Samson to get caught up looking at the external of a woman. Samson saw a woman and said, I saw a woman in Timnah, go get her. And then the Bible says he spoke to her.
Right.
And men have to be careful, because men are attracted by visuals.
Right.
That's why when Adam saw Eve, he said, this is bone of my bone, flesh of my, this is Ish, I'm Ish, I Ish. I mean, he identifies this connection and this bond because he saw her. Men are moved by the visual.
Yes.
But women are moved by the sound.
Wow.
And so when the woman is talked to by a man, that's what triggers. That's why the devil spoke with her. She was moved by what she heard. He was moved by what he saw.
My God, my God. Mountain View, I've got to tell you, if you miss this, you miss out. We want to invite you to invite others, invite your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, and everybody in between to this great workshop. Brother Stanley Hubbard of the Kingsley Terrace Church in Indianapolis, Indiana, September 9th through September 13th. Family workshop, all grounds covered. Be there or be square.